stop the video for a minute. So this is getting long, and I might have to split it in two. We'll see. But yeah, I'm so in this kind of new moving forward place. Where I got really comfortable being in the low 150s, which is where I've been for the last few months, high 140s. And even though I'm, my body is still physically not what I want it to be, moving forward is going to be so new. It's just, when you lose 20 pounds between 150 and 130, let's say, 50, 30, 40, 40, yeah, 50, I have to count. Compared to, like, when you lose 20 pounds between, like, 170 and 190, you look so different. 20 pounds is a lot more meaningful the smaller you get. And so, I guess it's kind of getting more and more like I have to live my life, the life I always wanted. It's not like I haven't always been living my life, but I definitely allowed my weight to allow me to not deal with certain parts of my life, really, really specifically relationships. And I even felt not totally good enough to be in fashion. And even when I first started costume designing, I have to buy clothes and return them a lot. I'm buying size, I was buying size 2s and 0s, and I was a size 14, so it's a little harder to be sneaky. But yeah, I don't want to talk about this a whole lot more, but I want to be a little more concise. I definitely probably put on some weight in September, October. I met a really amazing guy, or I think he's an amazing guy. I don't want to judge. I want to be nice about what happened. And it came out of nowhere, but I felt really ready. And it just didn't happen. Like, it started and it fizzled out. We didn't do it right. I'm not blaming him, or I'm not blaming myself. But at the same time, I really liked this person as a human being. So it's been kind of hard and difficult to meet someone like that caliber and then feel that that we can't be in each other's lives. This is getting kind of personal, but I got really hurt by everything that happened. I hurt myself, and he kind of hurt me, and it really brought up all these feelings because I haven't had relationships and I haven't had to deal with this part of my life in so long that I have a lot of fears about relationships. I did not just pick my nose. From, being 18, 19, 20, a lot of these feelings I have are, sort of a little childish. And I got really scared when him and I first started dating, and I freaked out. I just thought he was going to completely abandon me for no reason. And, I don't know. So that all came up, and it was really weird and odd, and at the same time, I'm still, not perfectly skinny and judging myself, even though a lot of guys are not that judgmental, even though they act like they are, but they're not, and, it was just a lot to deal with. So it's been a really good learning experience, but it was, painful, and, things are starting to take off with my career as well, but that's been up and down, so that's been, intense, and I have my 2 brothers living with me, and they're going through their own struggles and trying to get their lives started, and a big focus of mine has been trying to find a place of peace, and trying to experience some joy every day. And I wanted to talk about that on this video, but I think maybe I won't. I think it might be nice to just talk about it some other time, about how I found joy in my life, how I continue to find joy in my life. And even when you go through anything that you find stressful or painful or whatever, that not only are you allowed to have those feelings, but you know, it's possible to get back to a place where you know, you're happy, you're enjoying your day. Like, sometimes I wake up and I'd be in a terrible mood, and it would be so hard to get into a new place, versus when I would wake up and I'd be in a good mood immediately. So that's been a journey for me for a long, long time, years, and I just keep getting better and better at it. And you know, everything that happened in September and October really kind of I had to go back and utilize all these skills I learned, that I've been learning, you know, just on how to be self-loving and accepting of my situation, and not calling it bad, but instead calling it, you know, like relearning like self-love, and also how to heal, and realizing that I do have other things that I could work on to be a better person, have better relationships, etc. So, I mean, that's what I'm going through right now. It's been more tangible. I didn't have to deal with this as much last year. I was so focused on work. You know, there were a couple guys in my life that just didn't really go anywhere, but it wasn't nearly as painful. And I've always felt like a huge failure because I couldn't seem to start relationships, have relationships. And even though I was in what I thought of as imperfect, and it just pissed. I can't tell you how hard it was to accept that I really pushed like love away, and because I wanted it, but I did. I wanted it in certain terms and conditions, and I was not meeting those. I don't know. I felt like I was really mean to myself, and so a lot of that meanness kind of started changing in like 2008, 2009, and that coincides with when I started, you know, doing what I loved in life, which is what I do now for a living. I'm an artist, and I love clothes as well, so I'm a costume designer. So, anyway, long story short, that's a good reference into my background. Of I kind of always expect people to. It's like I have to. I'm going to be alone, and I have to take care of myself. And I'm still learning, and this is even with my family. I do this with them. I treat them sometimes like they don't love me, even though they totally do. Like, it's just one of those things. I treat them like I'm alone, and they're all together and against me. It's unfair. And I've got, you know, I get clearer and better and kinder and more loving. And I came up with this idea in February last year that, you know, some people want to be the most wealthy, the most powerful, the most whatever. And I was like, I want to be the most loving. And that's been actually really healing, because when I'm trying to remember to be the most loving to people, you know, be engaging with the clerk at the grocery store, be kind to someone on the street, tell them that they look, you know, if you see something about someone that is beautiful, instead of being embarrassed to say it, just go like, you have gorgeous hair, or like, I love your eyes, or whatever. Oddly enough, in doing that, people have been so much more engaging and kind to me, and it's strangers a lot of the time. And at the same time, I'm really learning to be a lot more accepting and kind and loving to myself. So that's the journey I'm on right now. And I think that it's probably a lifelong journey for most human beings to be kind and loving and accepting of themselves. But I'd like to get further along in my young years. 32, almost going to be 33 in like a month. But yeah, I want to be as accepting as I possibly can to myself now, and be loving to myself now. I mean, it just helps so much in creating like good, kind, loving relationships with other people. So, holy cannoli, long story short, now you guys get to know where I'm at emotionally. I am so excited about whatever new territory I get into, when low 140s, mid to high 130s. I'm excited. It's going to be wonderful. It's a little nerve-wracking. But I think I'm making it out to be something that it's not. It's just like when you get to that point, it just works. You just do it. It's the same thing like if you get a job that you're that you're unsure that you're totally qualified for, and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do when I get the job? And you get on, to the job, and in that moment, you're ready. You're like ready to take off. So when I get to the 130s or whatever, at that moment, it'll make sense and I'll be ready. So if that makes any sense. Anyway, I am going to go for now, but I think I'm going to probably try and get on a little bit more often and make a little bit shorter videos, because waiting 2 weeks to make a video makes me very wordy. And then I have a lot to say, and I don't know how to say it all quickly. I'm not a fast talker, so. Or I am a fast talker, but whatever. Wasting time. Okay. You guys, love you. Thanks for everything. Don't worry about me. I'm actually doing okay. This food thing has been confusing, but I'm moving through it. It's working. I think that everything will be fine. And I will make it my whole 40 days. And I'm excited about my next even venture into P3, because I feel like my last 2 P3s were disastrous because I was crazy. So I'm finding that calmness that I had that first round again. And it is a commitment. It is a conscious commitment to find that calmness within myself. But I'm getting there, and I'm experiencing it. And I think that I'm going to really do okay in P3. It's not all about eating and tasting food again. It's about re-experiencing eating. And I'm going to kind of go at it from that angle. So that's it. I'm really going to go now. Love you guys. Goodbye.